Hello, 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 everybody. It's so great to see all of your non-existent faces, but all of your names in the chat. Hi and welcome to episode 8 of Transplanar RPG. As you can see, we have a brand new background, brand new lobby screen. This is extremely exciting. This is a special treat from me as the GM to my players for this very special 8th episode. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm going to play some nice tunes as we do our announcement. So for those of you who are uninitiated, who are totally new here, we usually spend the first 10 to 15 minutes just doing quick announcements, so this is a good time to get beverages, get settled in. What's going on, Music Boy? Why did you suddenly stop playing music? Is everything okay? I'll figure that out later. But first, I'm just gonna do a round of introductions for everyone. My name is Connie. My pronouns are they, he, and she. I am the GM and executive producer behind Transplanar, which, if you don't know already, is an all-trans, person of color-led 100% homebrew D&D/tabletop roleplay game campaign. I am interested in horror, screenwriting, improv, monstrosity, and of course, myth-making. And you can find me on Twitter at @byconniechung and on Tumblr at @DandDaddyIssues. So I'm gonna pass along introductions now to Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica. She, her pronouns. I play V Nocturne, so that lovable elf sorceress. And I am also a Twitch streamer. You can find me Erica New Girl on any of your social media platforms that you enjoy. And my stream is a bit of art, it's a bit of horror, and it's a little bit of hopefully awesome queerness. So come on, stop on by. I will now pass it on over to Max.
Hello, I'm Max. I go by they, them pronouns. I play Dewey Quirk, the man on the run, the Aarakocra Ranger, and father to a sword, I guess. What am I into? I'm into cats, tactile arts, and video gaming. And you can find me at Starchmonger on Instagram or Tumblr. Yeah. Devin.
Hi, my name's Devin. I use they, them pronouns. I play Manaia. She's tall and strong. I like languages and music. And also, can we talk about 5 gift subs? Wow.
Oh my gosh!
Better than Heroes. Thank
Oh my
you
goodness.
so much.
Yes,
Oh
thank
my
you.
God.
That's very, very lovely of you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Devin, do you want to finish up your intro?
Yeah. I am not very active on social media, but you can find me on our Discord, !Discord for the link.
Yes.
How you doing, C?
Hey, I'm C. I use they, them pronouns. I play Øka, the good old grouchy Aasimar blood hunter. And I am also a digital artist. I made the loading screens that you saw here today and that you will see at the end, as well as the character art that's around here. My commissions are open. You can find me on Twitter at PieSharpArt or on Tumblr at pie-sharp. I'm gay.
What?
That's it.
Great.
That's it. I guess
Wonderful.
I'm just, whenever I don't know what to say. But we'd like to open our episode, as always, by saying, fuck Wizards of the Coast. Can we get a fuck Wizards of the Coast in the chat? And you can use the !WOTC command in chat at any time to get a full statement on our stance on Wizards of the Coast, which is fuck Wizards of the Coast. Connie,
Yes.
you want to tell us about our future programming?
Of course, as a reminder, we play our main campaign, that's this, every other Saturday. So episode 9 does not come out next week, but the week after, on Saturday, October 17th at 3 p.m. Central on Twitch. Lecture 6 of Professor Chang's Tabletop Workshop, which is my GM Advice series, airs next Saturday, October 10th at 3 p.m. CDT, and the topic, for now, is to be determined. Every Tuesday night, however, this is weekly, at 7 p.m. Central is Gaming with Devin, where Devin plays Final Fantasy XIV in character as our beloved half-orc fighter Manaia Wairua. Finally, we are proud to debut a group video gaming night stream. So every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central, this is every week, the Transplanar cast is going to get together and play a video game together. You can tune in this coming Wednesday, October 7th for C, Devin, Max, and potentially myself to play The Sims 4, where we will build our Transplanar dream house together. So C, would you like to talk a little bit about promo partnerships now?
Yes, as always, we are very proud to present our promo partnerships with other BIMPOC, queer folks, and or trans folks in the tabletop community. So use our ! Promo partners command in the chat at any time for a full list of folks in that scrolling marquee from our waiting rooms. And we have a very special partnership with Games by B. And B makes one-of-a-kind, handmade, custom D&D and tabletop accessories in their Etsy store, and all Transplanar fans can get 10% off of anything. It doesn't even have to be Transplanar related. Anything in their store with the coupon Transplanar10. And for a link to their store, you can use the ! Games by B in the chat. And speaking of stores, if you're like getting your wallet out to get something nice from B, you can also go to our official Transplanar merch store, which is now up and running on Redbubble, and you can use the ! Merch command. Yep, that's right. I'm reading. Oh God, I'm lost. Here we go. To get to our Redbubble page, where you can get Transplanar stickers, t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, masks, iPhone cases, hats, whatever the hell you want, we have it. That's it. Okay.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you, C. And Erica, would you like to thank our donors?
Yeah, we'd love to acknowledge everyone who has donated, subscribed, gift subbed, resubbed, or gave bits during session 7 or the lecture 5 of Professor Chong's tabletop workshop and gaming with Devin. Erica Newgirl, Phasman91, Sacha Goat, Brucata Abido, Finn's Keeper, Just Jess, Kupo Knight, Kanmaye, and Better Than Heroes. Thank you so much for your overwhelming generosity and support. And just so you all know, if you subscribe to our channel, you do get access on our Discord to our super secret character journals, where you can find out the deepest, darkest thoughts and feelings of all the characters outside of when the campaign is happening. And also, as you can see on the overlay, we have a current donation goal of $120. Once we hit that goal, a second player-related backstory B-plot will become unlocked. Connie will roll a d4, and whosever name comes up will have their B-plot activated as soon as possible. As we saw last time, literally as soon as possible. Moreover, every $15 donated lights up a star on our overlay, which grants 1 point of collective inspiration to the party. To donate, use the ! Tip command.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And now, Max, would you like to give a quick recap of what happened last session?
Hell yeah. So, as a reminder, you can access the written recap of every episode by using ! Recap in the chat, or visiting bit.ly/transrecap in your browser. Here is what happened last session. With Dewey and Øka standing idly by outside, V had her epic fire and ice showdown with Sievert, who brought her inches from death. With the building on fire, V first sent his desk crashing out the window, which knocked Dewey's sword out of the air, and bringing it to life. Wake me up. And then Sievert himself tumbling multiple stories down. Dewey and Manaia attempted to placate the crowd as Øka flew a weeping V away from the scene. The group reconvened in an alleyway, and then set up for the mines, running into members of the Chrysalis, Costas, and finally Øka's friend Mama Fish, who let them know that Øka's mentor Robbie is missing.
Yes, extremely accurate, and we left off on that cliffhanger. Devin, would you like to introduce the title of this session?
For sure. I was just checking something about the stream here. Let us know if there's anything wrong with the stream, by the way. Mm-hmm. If the audio is off or video is off.
Or the video, yeah, just let us know and we'll fix it right away.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. What am I doing? Title of the session. Oh my god. I'm awake. So, for the title of this episode, which is episode 8 with the 8 gods of Andake, the title is Destruction Danced Slapdash and Unashamed. And it is from The Names We Sing in Sleep and Anger by Ahmad Jamal Johnson. The whole verse reads, None could explain how the flood of life all around them escaped like water from beneath cupped hands, how the bodies of men they loved began to crust, the earth like salt, how destruction danced slapdash and unashamed everywhere, and they still survived.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Devin. And now we are going to get right into the actual meat of the session. 10 minutes passed. I think that's a new record for us. So without further ado, let's get started. Settle in, grab your drinks. You never knew water could burn until you touched the ocean. The horizon has a way of collapsing time, like sail in a squall, until tomorrow becomes yesterday, and today you become a girl, sleeping in a crate at the end of the dock, because being alone is less lonely than being with people. Your body is an axe that remembers every tree it kills. Your body is a life raft. Your body is beautiful when you laugh and your father's voice falls out, like a butterfly in a book. Drowning never seemed like such a bad way to go, enveloped in something that loves you. Believe me, I love you. You never knew water could burn until you wept into an open wound. Grief is sour all the way down. The sun will rise even if your shadow is still stuck in yesterday. Your body is an axe that remembers every tree it spares. You're dreaming. The sky is a terror of blood and sundered stars. Your friends are dead or dying. It's just the 8 of you left. It stands in front of you, taller than the world, the eyes on its wings pouring black tears onto the ground that explode into 1,000 different monsters. One of you shouts, and the sky trembles with fire and stone as meteors crash onto the earth. Another one of you charges wordlessly into the chaos, claws swinging, killing so quickly that your enemies are dead before their heads even hit the ground. Still another falls to her knees, whispering a prayer, causing black light to swarm the battlefield and restore breath into the lungs of the dying. And still, it is not enough. The 8 of you will die today, at the unfathomable feet of this stranger, and not even your gods can save you. This is your destiny. You wake up. All 4 of you, at once. Dewey, Øka, Manaia, and V. It's like you're a marionette being pulled awake by your puppet master. You feel sick, clammy, disoriented. You look around, and the dream begins to fade away from behind your eyelids immediately. Within moments, you are unable to recall anything but the vaguest of details. Øka, this situation might be particularly perplexing for you, for reasons I'm sure you're aware of. What did the 4 of you do?
Where are we exactly? Did I hit my head on the spot when I woke up?
So as you look around, Øka, you feel your neck kind of aching, and all of your bodies are sort of aching, actually, from spending the night in such rough, cramped quarters. The 4 of you are squeezed into kind of a double bunk bed situation. Each one is barely large enough to fit a child, much less 4 full-grown adults. So Manaia, you have had a really awful time sleeping. You are in the miners' bunk quarters. They had a spare room for the 4 of you. The one upside, however, to the situation is the smell of breakfast. Fried fish sizzling through an open window.
V kind of grumbles something about like, I could have gotten us in a 5-star hotel, and this is what we do. This is where we sleep. What is going on now?
I don't. Jeez. It's like I'm 19 again. Whew, okay. Øka kind of like dust themselves off a little bit, you know? And they stand up, crack their neck, looking a little anxiously around the room. And they just kind of like nod tersely at their companions before just starting to make for the door.
Manaia shakes her head, slaps her face, gets up, and follows suit.
Yeah, V's is kind of not admiring, as that's not the right word, but just sort of taking stock of her fine clothes that now look like they've been through a massive fire and ice battle. She tries to make herself look as well put together as possible, but she looks a little rough with the clothes and goes to join everyone at she assumes to be breakfast.
Great. And Dewey, you're also following?
Yep.
Great. So the four of you get your bodies together. Are any of you acknowledging the fact that you all woke up at exactly the same time?
I don't know that.
You do. You notice that. You wake up and you see each other waking up.
It's a weird coincidence. Manaia's been in on enough ships where the same way wakes up enough everyone at the same time, or whatever.
I actually really like that touch. Why don't you have a inspiration for that, Devin?
Oh.
You can mark that down.
Thank you.
V may have noticed it, but doesn't want to say anything at this point about it.
Okay. Øka, Dewey?
Oka's having a panic about multiple things, so that's not the most pressing
Understood.
thing going on in her mind.
Great. And Dewey?
Dewey's first thoughts are immediately to the sword. He goes and makes sure it's still under the bed where he left it.
Sure is. Did you leave it in its sheath?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't hear anything in your head. The four of you leave this room, and as you step outside, the smell of fried fish greets you even stronger, and you see sort of like a little campfire has been set up outside. It seems like a lot of the miners do their cooking outdoors, probably because they don't have amenities indoors. And you also do notice that there are some shacks for like privies that are basically just holes in the ground that connect to the sewer system that runs underneath the entire city. So you walk outside and see Mama Fish, who is this orca-like Triton woman frying fish. Over like a skillet over a fire, and she's surrounded by other kind of grubby looking miners. One of them is actually like a human child. She can't be older than 13, and she's like sitting like chomping on fish and spitting out the bones. You met this girl, you know her as Ibia, last night when you spoke with Mama Fish and some of the other miners that she introduced you to. So as the four of you walk toward Mama Fish, she looks up and says, welcome, yes, come over. We have some delicious breakfast and congee for you this morning. She looks a little unsettled based on the conversation you had with her last night. So let's quickly flash back to last night, as the four of you sort of stumbled past the low fence that blockaded Dabathati from the entrance to the Ujval mines, which are at the very back of the capital. You see these holes going all the way up until like the very, very top of the interior of this mountain stronghold that basically suggests entrances into the mines that lurk deeper within the Godspine, which is of course the rugged mountain range that Dabathati, the capital, is built into the side of. There's a system of pulleys, levers, ladders, ropes, and ledges that allows miners to climb up the side of this huge mountain wall and enter the mines, but there's also like ground level entrances. You see mine carts, you see tracks, you see pickaxes, shovels, etc., like helmets sort of strewn all over, and mounds of tapped ore, stuff like that. So last night, you stumbled past the guards. Mama Fish led you to sort of a communal meeting space, where like a low fire was burning and several miners were sitting around it talking, shooting the breeze. They all sort of stopped talking when Mama Fish approached with the four of you in tow. And she sort of sat you down, gave you like a warm mug of tea, warm mug of coffee, sort of like bolstered your spirits a little. And then she looked at the four of you and said, "So, Øka, what brings you here? Is it for Ravi?"
Well, not exactly. We're, I guess, sort of, if Ravi's disappeared, but, well, we're here to try to figure out what's going on with Øka gestures vaguely.
With
everything.
Oh, like the stars and the gods disappearing? Because that is pretty intense.
Just one step at a time, Mama Fish. Just start with whatever's going on here in the mines, and then move on to bigger and badder mines. I guess.
When you mention what's going on in the mines, all of you notice the miners sort of look at each other, and then they regard you with a higher degree of wariness. And the Mama Fish says, it's okay. They're my folk. Well, Øka is anyway, and whoever Øka brings, I'm sure we can trust. Are you here about the rage? Did the Senate send you?
What do you mean by the rage?
Are you here with the government to help?
No.
Oh.
No. But we are here to help. What is the rage? What are you talking about?
Guess you're not really from here, huh? Says the human girl, who in the present is gnawing on fish like a little gerblin. But she is sort of sipping at a big mug of black coffee, sitting around this campfire with like really dirty face.
Throw hands with a 13-year-old.
Threw hands with a 13-year-old. This kid says, yeah, I mean, you're clearly not from these parts if you haven't even heard of the rage. Mom Fish, how do you even know this dingus?
I've been gone for a while, thank you.
Yes, this dingus used to work here. Okay? What did I call her? Okay, Ibia? They actually outrank you in terms of seniority when it comes to working in the mines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So keep that on your head straight then. What did you call me?
Dingus?
Whatever.
You're a dingus?
Dingus.
You're ugly as a rust monster. And they eat
well,
rust.
you're too short to even get up to the highest mine shaft.
Hey!
Huh?
I'll have you know I'm the best climber here!
You think you're cool?
Yeah, I'm cool!
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Alright, you two.
Ibia stares daggers at you, Øka, and go ahead, Manaia.
Mama Fish,
Yes?
for those of us who have not been here, what is the rage?
As she sort of looks around, people sort of mutter when you say the rage. She says, we don't really like saying it out loud. We're scared it will invite it.
My
But
apologies.
no worries at all. So, obviously, when the cataclysm happened, when the stars went away, there was this huge earthquake thing. We're not really sure what happened. We're still kind of rebuilding in the wake of that. That was what, like two months ago at this point? Almost 2 months ago?
No.
I would say, yeah, about a week or so after you, Dabathati, stopped answering our prayers, it came for us. I wasn't there for the first wave, but Ibia was. And Ibia sort of is just like sipping at her mug, staring at Øka, says, yeah, I may or may not know what's going on better here than Mama Fish. Depending on if you want to put some respect on my name. I was looking at Øka when she says that. And Mama Fish says, Ibia, please. Fine. Basically, we were just mining, right? We were in the mines, we were doing our thing, hitting rocks with big old pickaxes, shoveling, trying not to make the whole thing collapse. And that was when the people around me, Yalani, Lahita, even Ojal, they started going crazy. They suddenly started twitching and convulsing, and I have to admit, I felt something come over me as well. Like, I was just pissed off, there was like a voice in my head telling me to kill, telling me to use my axe and just, as she raises her mug of coffee, and then slowly lowers it. But I was able to shake it off, but the others, they went crazy. They started attacking each other. I've never seen anything like it, using shovels, using pickaxes, hell, even using their teeth, their bare hands to strangle each other. A couple of us died that day. And of course, the overseers, the bosses, they came, they heard the commotion, they thought maybe some sort of brawl had broken out. They attacked the overseers, too. That's when they started calling it a riot. We thought maybe it was just like a one-off thing. I don't know. Sometimes you get, what's it called? Cabin fever? Maybe it was some sort of like dungeon fever or something. But then it happened again, a few days after. People went crazy, started again, attacking each other. And the weirdest thing about it was some of us ran away, deeper into the mines, into the areas that haven't been documented or explored. Really dangerous areas where, if you move a rock the wrong way, the whole system could collapse behind you. Tell them about the strangest thing, Ibia. The strangest thing that happened about 3 weeks ago. Right, this must have been right before Ravi disappeared. So, Øka, you probably know this, but maybe not, because I'm pretty sure you were a shitty miner when you were mining. But the mines end, right? The mines have an end. It's basically bedrock, or a huge wall of rock that we can't go past, which is why we drill new holes, maybe try to, burrow past where the rock is. There are blockages, basically, that would be too dangerous for us to try to drill through. It could collapse the whole system. The good thing about these blockages is these walls are usually filled with tons of gems, so we don't even feel bad about not drilling past them. We'd spend weeks just working on these blockages, getting the gems out. I didn't see this, Sabri saw this, and she turns to an older tiefling man who has this very long beard, and he's missing an ear. He goes, Yes, this happened about 3 weeks ago. I was mining out at the end of the mine, at the blockage. We were harvesting opals, when the wave came again. The rage struck us. Just like Ibia, I didn't seem to be as affected for some reason, but the people around me, they started going crazy. So I hid behind a rock, I covered my head, I just waited for it to pass. And when the screaming started fading, I heard the strangest noise, like, wind moving through a wind chime. And when I poked my head out over the rock, I saw that, you're not gonna believe me, but I swear, and there's proof at the end of the tunnel, I saw a tunnel open up in the blockage. Like magic. Like, wind passing through a wind chime. And the people who were struck worst by the rage, they suddenly turned all at once like there were ants moving together, and they ran through the tunnel. This was about 3 weeks ago. Of course, now we're planning a strike. There's no way we're gonna mine under these conditions. We can't. I don't want to end up killing Ibia. Old man, I'd probably end up killing you. That's true. I don't want to die at the hands of a 13-year-old. Can you imagine? The Senate hasn't been helping at all. I mean, us miners were the least of anybody's concern, lower even than the slums. But, the main person who's been helping us organize the strike, Ravi, says Mama Fish. She disappeared right after the tunnel opened up. She wasn't there during the rage, when that happened. We don't know where she was, really. We went to sleep one day and then she just wasn't in her bunk bed when we woke up.
So she didn't disappear with the rage?
No, not that I saw.
And this only happens in the mines, nowhere else.
See, old man, that's the thing about it, dingus. It used to only happen real deep in the mines, you see, but in recent weeks, it seems to be, I don't know, the scope of it seems to be moving out. Yes, we're worried that soon the rage will affect everyone if we don't figure out what's causing it or how to stop it. But we're just a bunch of miners. All we do is sift through rock and pebble. We don't know what's going on.
You're smarter than you think, Mama Fish. Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you.
Everything
Øka.
I learned from you and Ravi. So,
yes, well,
don't forget that.
I do appreciate those words. Oh, and she sort of tweaks your cheek. She sort of slaps and tweaks your cheek a little. She says, there is one thing we did notice about the people who were taken by the rage. Yeah, the strong ones went first. You know how sometimes there's like monsters, beasts, creatures in the mines? Rust monsters? You know, I'm a kid. I can bash their heads in with my shovel, but, you know, Galini, it's Lahida, it's Ojal. Those are the strong ones. They were taken first. They seem to be affected more by the rage than I was. For some reason. Oh, I'm just worried that the rage took Ravi and somehow we didn't notice, says Mama Fish. Because, you know, Øka, Ravi is the strongest of us all. And if she's down there somewhere, I don't know, going mad, hurting people, I worry.
Don't worry, Mama Fish. Ravi's not down there.
Well,
Ravi's probably fixing it right now.
I hope
Øka
so.
lies unconvincingly.
Mama Fish sort of looks at you and says, well, thank you for trying to reassure us. Oh, but it's getting late. I should probably set you up with a bunk bed. Do the rest of you have any questions? That's pretty much all we know.
You mentioned a hole opened up.
Yes, it was very odd, says the old tiefling man.
It closed afterward, then?
No, it's still there. I mean, that's part of why we're trying to plan this strike. They want us to go deeper. They said, well, this is a great opportunity to go past the blockade and mine even more, make Dabathati Talmud even richer. But there's no way we're gonna go down there. I've seen my friends bashing each other's brains in with rocks. I'm not gonna risk that. Yes, but there's only so much we can do. We're pretty disenfranchised here. The Senate's not gonna listen to us until all of us strike, and of course a lot of the miners are scared of going on strike. We're scared of getting fired or replaced. We're so replaceable.
Can I ask who's in charge of trying to make you go down there? Like, do you have the head of the mines that is pressuring you? Is there a guild? Is there...
Well, yeah, there's the head overseer, a man by the name of Moore. That's M-O-O-R. But he, you know, his hands are kind of tied too, honestly. He gets orders straight from the consuls, straight from the Senate. You know, if he agrees, you know, if he tries to help us, he's gonna get fired too. They're just gonna replace him with someone else who's gonna ask the same demands. The woman in charge of, you know, anything civil here, I don't know how familiar the rest of you are with how Talmud works with Dabathati. Her name's Karishma Bataval. She's the head of Suraksha, the District of Protection. She's in charge of everything economic, everything civil, all civil affairs. We were thinking of maybe doing a strike or some sort of protest outside the Senate House, maybe right by where her office is, but Ravi was the one planning everything, so we've kind of lost steam.
So, would it stand to reason? I mean, what I see is two solutions: going in and trying to fight whatever's here, or we perhaps talk to the consulate and try to reason with them and try to come up with a good compromise that benefits both sides.
Or both.
Or both.
I doubt the consul will even listen to a few outsiders.
It's true. But we can try to get Ravi back for you.
Yes, but again, Øka and the rest of you, we don't know what's past the blockade. We've never gone that deep. I mean, since the 10 years that we've been mining, we've never gone past that point. It could be filled with monsters. It could collapse at any moment. We have no idea.
Unfortunately, Mama Fish, it seems like the entire world has opened up into something new, full of monsters.
That is true. Did we get a hydrate command? Gotta drink some water?
Yeah. Take a motherfucking sip, babes.
Yeah, I mean, when Ravi was helping us plan, I thought maybe they listened to us, but now that she's gone, I mean, there's no fucking way the Senate's gonna listen to just a couple of miners. I mean, their hands are full with all the refugees, you know, all the increased monster attacks, all that shit, so. And this, like, human girl, like, sips her black coffee.
You want to make yourself useful then? Prove to me that you are who you say you are.
Yeah? What are you implying?
Show us to the tunnel tomorrow, then.
You guys have a death wish. You're just gonna go straight up into the tunnel?
We'll have to do some things in the morning first, but if you're too scared, I understand. We'll find it ourselves.
Damned! Be the person that caused Ebia a coward. You got it, dingus. I'll show you right to the tunnel. I'm not following you though, cause I'm not a coward, but I'm also not foolish. But sure, yeah, I'll lead you there. Yeah, I'll be waiting around. Just let me know, and I'll lead you right to your deaths. Ebia, please. Look, I really don't think the four of you should go down there. You look strong, don't get me wrong. You look very capable. But I fear that the more capable you are, the more susceptible you might be to the rage.
Rest assured, we have more than just the four of us thinking about this. Manaia turns to the rest of the party. Let's talk to the doctor about this before we make any rash decisions. I agree we should check it out, but maybe not go too far.
Cool. So you sort of end your conversation with the miners there, and the four of you move off to the side. And you open up you pull out, who has the scrying bowl?
Me.
Okay, you pull out the scrying bowl, sort of.
Well, hold on. I don't actually want to. I would want to do this in whatever bedroom we get. I'm not gonna just go over to the side where anyone can see me do some crazy blood magic.
Okay, that's fair. So the four of you are led by Mama Fish into your bunk. It's sort of a ground level bunk. It's very small. All it has is just the 4 beds, and that's it. She says, well, I'll see you in the morning. And again, I really don't think you should go down there. At least, not until you're ready. Or maybe you could help us plan the strike. I don't know. It's up to you. Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.
We appreciate all that you've done for us.
Absolutely. Do you want fish or rice balls in the morning?
Fish. Mama Fish, you make the best. Oh my god, I've waited 5 fucking years to eat your fish again.
Okay, great. Mama Fish's fried fish then. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the rust monsters bite.
Miss you, Mama.
Is that where she gets her name?
She turns. I mean, orcas do eat fish. She turns and she closes the door behind you, and now the 4 of you are alone in this tiny, cramped bunk bed room.
Oka's shoulders sag a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay. Welcome. These are my friends.
Wow, very interesting friends you've got here. I'm surprised we are running right into cave. I thought we'd try to reason with people. Usually people seem like not ready to fight.
I'm certainly not.
Oh, come on, V. All we've been doing is running into caves. What could go wrong?
I didn't even ask for money this time.
I'm really proud of you. I noticed.
It hurts me so much. We could make a fortune off of this place.
Speaking of
Well,
money...
don't worry, you're gonna get paid.
Sorry, what was that, Manaia?
Speaking
I
of
heard
money, I don't think I've distributed these yet. And she pulls out the bag of Nectus coins and puts it down on the ground. I'm not going to use them, but take as many as you'd like.
How about you,
Okay.
Dewey? Would you like your cut?
I'll take a couple. How many do we have?
20.
20. It's like 3.
Øka, you said you wanted to give your cut to me?
After the day you've had, V, you can have my entire share of cursed fucking coins.
All right. V pulls in the bag and actually grabs 5 Nectus tokens and be like, here you go, Dewey. Here's a tip for all that you do.
Oh, thanks. And then
I
V
pocket-
takes 15 of them.
Nobody else wants it. I'm rich. I'm rich. Consider this payment for another couple months of friendship.
Okay. So V has 15, Dewey has 5. Manaia and Øka don't have any.
Will you remind everyone what they do, real quick?
Yes, so the Nectus tokens are a homebrew magical item. Basically, they have been described as, they're like little coins, and whenever you make a d20 roll, this can be a saving throw, a skill check, or attack roll, you can flip the coin simultaneously and declare a number. Basically, you say a number between 1 and 20, and then you roll. You have to declare before you roll, And if the number that you end up rolling matches the number that you declared, then it's treated as a natural 20. If it doesn't, then nothing happens, and you just treat the roll as normal. So you could use this basically just as, like, insurance against a nat 1. You just be like 1, 1, 1 every time.
So, statistically speaking, since we have 20 coins, the chances of any of them working is that we only expect to get, like, 1 work.
It's 5%.
Choose-
It's a 5%
yeah.
chance.
Which
We
means
choose
that
the
one
same
of them
number
will
each time,
fail.
yeah.
So,
I mean, it's pure luck. That's
Yep.
what I love.
It's sort of thematic with, they're known as Nectus tokens because Skad and Nectus are the lovers in the pantheon of the 8. And they're known as the lover gods of risk and reward. Nectus is one half of it, and she's known as the goddess of reward. It is very unusual to worship just one instead of both at the same time, and is actually seen as sacrilegious. Quick recap. So what did the 4 of you do?
Oka's gonna take the scrying bowl out and just kind of put it on the floor
Okay.
in the middle of the, I guess, awkward circle we're all standing in, maybe.
Okay. Are you gonna cut your hand?
They're gonna reopen. I think there's like a deep scar on their palm that they use to, activate their blood magic all the time, and they're just gonna grab. They're only gonna take their sword out a little bit and just grab it with their hand.
Great.
And
As
then let
you
it drip.
as you grab the sword with your hand, why don't you roll a 2d6 to take
2d6.
necrotic damage?
I thought it was just 1d6.
Sorry, then 1d6. It's whatever the
Yep.
sheet says.
It says 1d6.
Okay,
Whee!
great. Then roll 1d6.
Okay. I'll take 5 points of necrotic damage, but I have resistance to necrotic damage, so it's only 3 points, I believe.
Your resistance doesn't work when you're using it for the bowl. It's a special magic item. Your resistance doesn't count here. So you do feel like a searing pain ricochet up your arm as your blood dribbles out down the length of your sword, and you squeeze your fist over the bowl, and the blood begins to dribble. Even though there's not a lot of blood, the bowl seems to be thirsty, and the blood sort of ripples as more of it comes in, and it seems to fill almost on its own, as if it's rising exponentially, the blood level. And then the color of the blood changes from red to clear. And you all hear a noise, kind of like a bell being rung, or a hand tracing the rim of a water glass. And you see the surface of, the scrying bowl tauten. You feel, those of you who are attuned to the weave, you feel the strings of it pull tight against your skin. And then you see a familiar face appear inside the scrying bowl. It's Dr. Aluso. You see them sort of. It's not like they're like inner camera, looking down like this. But it seems like whatever way they have a scrying bowl, it seems to be mounted on a wall of some sort. You sort of see them as if they're looking at a mirror, and you see the interior of their home, but a part that you haven't seen before. It seems to be like an office space, very crowded with a bunch of scrolls, lots of quills. You see sort of Squeak in the background. She's hunched over a chest and digging through it, and her butt is to you. And Dr. Aluso sort of is leaning in, adjusting his glasses, and says, oh, there you are. I've been standing in front of here for hours, feeling a little, Anyway, are you in Dabathati?
We are.
Where are you? I see beds.
The mines.
Ah, yes. How have your investigations been going? Have you uncovered anything new?
Certainly more than I think we knew when we first got here. Does the word "the rage" mean anything to you?
The rage? How a barbarian might enter a rage? I'm not sure. Why do you bring it up?
We talked to some of the miners, and they're calling it the rage. They think that you can invite it by speaking. It comes in waves. People convulse, and then they start killing each other. Anything that moves.
Telling them to kill in their head?
Interesting. Dr. Luso, you see them, like, they seem to be scribbling. You don't see what they're scribbling in because of the way their face is cropped, but they seem to be writing notes. And they say, so, you think this is the cause of the riots? This rage?
They started attacking their overseers, and then they started calling them riots.
I see.
But first, they attacked each other.
Are these...
Anything that moved.
Anything that moved. Were these attacks deadly all the time, or did they just leave people injured?
They were killing each other.
That's awful. Is there anything else that you've discovered?
Yes, not everyone seems to be affected in the same way. Only the strongest seem to be affected the most, or were affected first. And people are disappearing. If they don't die, they seem to be disappearing deeper into the mines. And specifically, a new path has opened up in some of the old blockages that were previously impossible to get through.
What do you mean a new path
disappearing
was opened up? Did these rage people drill a path?
No. By magic.
Magic? Fascinating. And Dr. Luso scribbles in their journal, and they say, well, based on the information I have, the fact that this rage seems to occur after the cataclysm, correct? And also seems to affect the strongest people the most. And seems to be, I don't know, compelling these people deeper into the mines. My preliminary estimation of what's going on is likely there is some sort of force, entity, or organization deep within the Godspine. I don't know. Recruiting? This feels like it could be... You know how in the Kingdom of Too Long you have to take the exam to reach a civil office every year?
Yes.
Well, not all tests are written. Perhaps this rage is a way of weeding out the weak and compelling only the strong deeper within. Perhaps they need strong souls or something. This could be the work of these new shadow creatures. Remember the soul sacks that we discovered. Perhaps they're trying to collect particularly powerful souls, or... I don't know. But the fact that these are the strongest ones are taken feels significant to me.
We encountered this once before. Could it have been connected to the coetal we fought on our way to your place?
It certainly could. I mean, I would have to see one of these rage-stricken people with my own eyes to be able to fully diagnose them. But based on the coetal and the story that you told me, it seems extremely likely that they are connected in some way. Perhaps it's the exact same thing.
But we weren't anywhere near the Godspine.
Exactly. That does strike me as odd. The fact that the rage is happening both here in Dabathati and also elsewhere in the Badlands. It's possible the coetal originally came from the Godspine, was stricken, and decided to roam around, but that does seem unlikely. Fascinating information. Are you going to explore the tunnel?
No one has ever been down there. Well, no one has ever been down there, and if only the strongest miners are there, just by them, it's bound to be very dangerous. We're going to go check it out. Oh, yep. We're going to go check it out. We're not going to go very far in. We're going to make a plan for if any of us get overcome with the rage.
I see.
And we also have some other options. There seems to be a sort of half-baked plan of not riots, a strike against the consul to potentially strike for some better conditions for the miners and potentially get some governmental help
I see.
with what's going on. The four of us, I don't think, could take all of what's down there.
That does seem like a prudent course of action. I do worry about getting the government involved. I fear they might try to leverage this situation for their own gain. In my opinion, the fewer agents that are involved, the better. But I will let you make all the decisions. This is simply my opinion. From my vantage point, you appear to have several different courses of action you could take right now. The first one, as Øka is eager to do, is simply go down into the tunnel yourselves, figure out what's going on, maybe try to rescue the miners who were taken. I'm sure, the survivors are eager for their friends to be cured of this rage and returned, or what remains of their friends anyway. Another option that you have, of course, is to trawl Dabathati for more information, more perspectives. This Chrysalis organization that you mentioned earlier, they seem to be headquartered there. Perhaps they know something of this. And I'm not sure if the rest of you know, but the Aurochs Guild is a thieves guild, a criminals guild that's very powerful in Dabathati. They might also have some more insight into what's happening. And of course, you could also try to help the workers plan their strike. That would definitely benefit their quality of life if it were pulled off successfully. Or you could try to go to the Senate House on your own and persuade the consuls personally, but I'm not sure how you would get in without a writ or some sort of way of knowing the consuls personally. These appear to be the options you have from my vantage point.
Øka turns to the rest of the group for a moment and goes, if we get Ravi back, they can lead the strike with the miners. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I agree. We aren't sure they disappeared past the blockages, though. They disappeared separate from the rage.
True.
So...
can I... Connie?
Yes.
Cool. Can I... is there anywhere that Ravi would, take me to teach me that was, secret or secluded or somewhere else from the mines or somewhere that, they would go specifically that I might know about?
Yeah, so... maybe during... I would like to think that as part of your Blood Hunter training, Ravi took you to the monster fighting rings. And had you watch how monsters fought each other, so you could learn how to, wrestle with them. And also, it's not, against the rules for a person to fight a monster. It's just, very foolhardy. And likely you've seen Ravi go into the ring herself and fight monsters. And as part of your initiation, she made you go into the rings and fight the monsters on your own. So that is a place where she would have taken you to train. And you also know that the monster fighting rings are underground. They utilize the sewers that sort of run underneath all of Dabathati. And Ravi has mentioned to you before that the sewers some of them are connected to the mines, deeper in, toward the back of the capital. That's what you do know. What's the plan here, folks?
I'm just thinking here that perhaps, the good doctor mentions Chrysalis. We have seen that the Chrysalis, their clerics, their healers seem to still have power, whereas others have lost it. So perhaps it could be good. I think perhaps they are looking for ways to publicize them in positive ways. Maybe we could get some resources, some help, perhaps, instead of going down just the 4 of us.
I'm also partial to going into the city, as much as I despise the dishonorable folk. The Thieves Guild might be our best bet for finding someone who's in the city. But it is getting late. We should get some sleep. Thank you, Doctor, for your insight.
You're very welcome. And you sort of see Squeak lift her head out from the trunk and go, "What? You were unconscious the entire time? You saw my butt!" And Dr. Lusa goes, "I'm sorry about that, Squeak. But have a good night, the 4 of you, and let's make plans to check in, maybe either tomorrow night or whenever is convenient for the four of you. But I will be standing in front of this mirror every night for a few hours. So if I'll be available around this time every night.
Wasn't there a bell?
A bell?
There was a bell. You don't have to stand there.
Yes. The way my house is constructed is in such a way that if a noise occurs in one quadrant, it can be very hard for me to hear it if I'm, for example, in my laboratory. So it's okay. I can still get work done here. It's not a big deal. It's not like I have much else that I'm doing. I'm sort of here waiting for you to report in. Dr. Lusa looks a little lonely. Okay, but yeah, the four of you should get some rest. Squeak, let's. Why don't you tell me more about that game you invented? And Dr. Lusa starts to turn away and says, "Is there anything else?"
Nope.
Okay.
We'll check in tomorrow.
Wonderful, thank you. It's called fart ball. And then the scribble goes dark, and you notice the blood sink to the bottom as if the bowl is drinking it. Has taken your blood, Øka.
This is the freakiest possible mode of communication.
Yeah.
What, is this too archaic for your tastes, Dewey?
We have to do this every
You
night?
and your little mechanical... You want to make something better?
That'd be
Why don't you invent it?
Yeah, why don't you invent it, Dewey? So the four of you go to sleep that night. Go ahead, Manaia.
We're all tired. Let's just get some rest.
Great. So the four of you get some shut-eye that night. And now we rubber band back to the present. Drinking water and tea and hydrating. With mama fish. And the fish is delicious. The fish is really, really yummy. For those of you who eat it. Who eats the fish? Is anyone abstaining? Dewey, are you a vegetarian? You don't even eat fish?
No, he's pescatarian.
A pescatarian, cool, so you eat fish. Anyone abstaining from the fish? All of you get one temporary hit point from how delicious the fish is. It's really yummy. Yeah, it's really the breading. It's like, it's like white fish and like it just like melts onto your tongue. It's really, really good. Yeah. So we can actually take a break here because it's been about an hour. And when we come back, maybe we can talk about what your course of action is. How you want to tackle this based on the information you have. To folks who are just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. We will be taking a 10-minute break. So go to the bathroom, grab some snacks, eat some food. We'll be back in 10. Enjoy our fan art reel as well as our promo partners reel, and maybe check them out in chat if you're interested by any of them. Peace. We'll be back.
If I go fast instead of slowly, instead of last, if my father survives me, if I explode, if I go up in smoke, if I go quietly, when I go quiet, give my heart to my mother. She'll know what to do. Give my songs to my lover. She'll know what to do. Give my bones to my father. My poems to my sister. My love to one another. Give it all to each other. soul can go to the children. I suppose the trash can go to the museum. I suppose the dreams can go in the casket. I suppose the blood will go where you ask it. Will go where you ask it. Will spill where you ask it. Will spill where you ask. I'll spill where you ask. I'll spill where you ask. I'll spill. I'll spill. I'll spill. I'll spill. I was once the tree, and I was the paper. I was the hair, and I was the razor. I was the leg, I was the table. I was the cloth, and I was the indigo. And I was the indigo, and I was the indigo, and I was the indigo, and I was the color girl, 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 and I was the color girl. Doom did It's the blue light when we're out with our friends. It's the blue light asking where the night should end. It's the blue light saying, come over. It's the blue light in my coat on my shoulders. Lying in your room, playing with your hair.
Beneath the sands of time, a castle and its undead court stirs. Deep in the darkest woods, a wild hunt rages on. And at the edge of a fallen city, a never-ceasing hunger gnaws at the ribs of unlucky souls. In the heart of Vyre, the unholy empire, Queen Saphira of the thrice-cursed House of Fame adjusts her grandmother's crown, fully aware that she is not the only devil scheming in her throne room. And somewhere, ignorant to it all, are 4 bad heroes, with no idea just how unprepared they are. Bad Heroes is a Pathfinder actual play podcast set in a homebrew world with a love of storytelling, roleplay, and the more charming forces of hell. Find us on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Doom de doom 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 de doom. If I go fast instead of slowly, instead of last, if my father survives me, if I explode, if I go up in smoke, if I go quietly, when I go quiet, give my heart to my mother. She'll know what to do. Give my soul to my lover. the table, I was the cloth, and I was the indigo, 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 and I was the color girl, 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 and I was the color girl. Doom did. It's the blue light when we're out with our friends. It's the blue light asking where the night should end. It's the blue light saying, come over. It's the blue light and my coat on my shoulders. Lying in your room, playing with your hair. Lying to myself, saying that there's nothing there. There's nothing that we share. No reason to care, no way of knowing where this is going. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing? It's the cold light of the moon when I'm walking home.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Thank you for sticking by as we did our little bio break. So we're gonna hop right back into the action, and I'm going to unpause the music player just to show how serious I am about it. With the players, y'all are now, remember, you're sitting around this campfire. It's early morning. You're eating fish. You're drinking coffee, drinking tea. What's your plan here? What's the play? How are you going to investigate the riots?
Listen, V, I wouldn't be opposed if you want to head to the Chrysalis. There's no fucking way I'm stepping foot in there anyway.
I would absolutely love that, and who knows, maybe I could get us some more friends. I'm very good at making friends, if you haven't noticed.
Before we go back to the city, while we're here, we have, I suppose, an obligation, Manaia looks at Øka, to go see what this opening in the mines is about. Speaking of which, where's that little... the child we talked to?
Hey, I'm literally right here, dingus. And you turn and you
You're
see
too
that.
small to see.
Yeah, dingus.
Yeah, she was sort of like covered by the girth of Mama Fish's big orca fins, and she's like she's chugging coffee as usual. Yeah, I'm ready
You're
to
too
take y'all.
small to see,
Hey,
dingus.
hey! I might be small, but I'm full of anger, and I will whip your ass. I will. I'll take you mudding, and I'll shove some mud up your butt.
Well,
Yeah.
let's hope you're not
Yeah.
too angry, huh?
Well, yeah, I'm not.
Is this what raging looks like, everybody?
Hey, don't even joke about it. Don't even joke
Speaking-
about it.
Speaking of which, Manaia takes her axe and hands it
Whoa,
to V.
I've got all the power, little dingus.
What are you doing? Stop!
And,
Put that down.
and Dewey, and she goes into her cloak at her waist and pulls out a crossbow and hands it to you. I don't want to risk anything.
Are you going into the mines?
We're getting close enough to where I'm worried.
Oh, you're pretty confident you're the strongest out of everyone here, huh? Well, you better take my pickaxe too, cause I'm about to go buck wild.
I take it from her.
Hey! Make a strength contest.
Oh my god. Listen.
Strength against this 13-year-old child. Yes, Manaia, what are you saying?
You may be the strongest here in terms of your ability to run and to climb and to mine well. And maybe I'm not the fastest, but I am the strongest. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah, I mean, you are basically as big as you, Dabathati. You're a chonker. So, my die is in your favor, big girl. This dingus, though, and the girl points at Øka and at Dewey. I'm beating him up. I'm gonna beat him up. Dewey, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
She wrests it away from you. She goes, hollow bones, motherfucker. And then she's gonna... and then she's gonna be like...
Okay, Øka laughs. Øka fucking laughs.
Yeah, you like that? Double-pupiled freak? Yeah, I got insults for days, for all of you. You!
It's the double pupils
Yeah,
for me.
do you?
She points at you, V. Why are you so pale? Why are you so white? Why are you white?
All right. You can't just ask people why they're white. That's.
You're right. That's my bad. It's offensive.
V will raise the axe, which isn't very easy for her to do. She has like -2 strength modifier. She's like, I'm so pale because the last person I had to use a weapon on didn't survive, and I had to hide for a very, very long time. And I can.
Okay, lady. All right. Are you gonna try to intimidate this child? I'll allow it. Roll intimidation.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna see this. She's gonna.
15.
You don't scare me. Your pale skin is no match for my childlike fervor. And she's gonna turn around and run toward and lead y'all toward the entrances of the mines. She's rolling really well. She got a 15 on that strength contest and an 18 to resist your intimidation.
Wow.
She's gonna
Get coffee.
Well, it's just my dice roll high. I'm telling y'all, my DM dice roll really high. So that is a threat and a warning. Be careful with me. She's gonna run. Cardi B, I'm kind of manic right now. I don't know if you can tell. So this girl, she leads the four of you toward the entrance to the mines. Where you see yes, go ahead.
Before you run away with us, Connie, I don't think all of us are going to the mines, and Øka also is going to take their Dow blade and hand it to Dewey.
Cool.
Am I stuck carrying everyone's weapons and following V?
Are you coming with me, Dewey?
I think I would be a liability. For whatever deception you're gonna do over there.
So you're gonna go with them into the deep dark hole.
I mean, I'm at no risk for being enraged.
Yes, you're much faster than you are strong.
Yeah, but they specifically said strength. Just carrying everyone's weapons and marching.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so Dewey.
Let's just all go check it out and then go from there, alright?
Mm-hmm. That was my assumption as well. But Dewey, you're at the very back of the marching order, just carrying everyone's weapons.
I mean,
Wait, Mama Fish.
Yes.
Mama Fish.
Yes, Øka.
I'm gonna be here for a while.
I mean, without
Please don't lose these.
These weapons? You want me to take care of them? I have to go to work.
Please don't lose them.
I have to go to work. Without Ravi, the strike's basically dead. I mean, we're planning on working. We're gonna try to work just the shallow parts of the tunnels. We're not gonna try to go any deeper than that. But we can. Why don't we store the weapons in your bunk? How about that? I don't think anyone's gonna steal them. But if you're scared, I can try to find a lock for you. Is that amenable?
I start marching towards the bunk.
Okay. Dewey, loaded with everyone's weapons. You march over to the bunk. You deposit the weapons inside. You close the door. Mama Fish procures a lock, and she locks the door, and she hands you the key, Dewey. Don't lose it. I only have one key.
Yep.
Okay. Well, good luck in there. Ibia, don't give them too much grief, okay? And the human girl goes, "You're not my mom. My mom's dead." And she is going to run head for the mines and lead the four of you. Lead the four of you toward the mines. Do you follow?
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Now all of your weapons lists, I want to make that clear, which is actually really smart for y'all. A really smart decision. So why don't Manaia and Øka, the two of you, also have a point of inspiration for that?
Because Dewey and V both have their weapons, assuming V has any weapons.
I don't have any weapons.
Okay.
My weapons are in here, baby.
They're inside your body.
My weapons course through my veins.
Dewey, are you bringing your sword with you?
No, I have like a strap on my sheath, and I like picked up the bedpost and like slid the strap so like it's not going anywhere. Like the strap is around the foot of the bed.
You strapped your sword down.
To the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
As you do, as you're alone in there, Dewey, and you're like putting everyone's weapons down, you know, Mama Fish is waiting at the door. You're like strapping your sword. As you do, you feel the sword kind of vibrate in your hands, and you hear a muffled voice in your head go, "Where are you going? Take me with you, Father. Don't leave me here. I'm so bored."
I put all the other weapons on top of it.
I'm so bored and lonely. I don't know what I'm gonna do. If you lock me down here, I might go apeshit. What do you do, Dewey? Do you just leave the sword there and hope it works out?
I can't take you down there with me. What if I go ape shit?
Hey, I'm just a sword. I don't have a brain, technically. So, I
don't know what you have. I don't know you anymore.
I don't know me. I'm so new to this. Father, take me with you, please. I want to help.
I gotta go to work.
I want to kill.
Bye.
I want to kill.
No, and I slam the door.
Why does it say poo-poo? Why does the caption say I want to poo-poo instead of I want to kill? I hate that. I fucking hate that. Dewey, you close it and you lock the door behind you. And the four of you are finally led to the entrance of the mines. This girl, Ibia, she leads the four of you past, like, the entrance to the mines is, like, maybe 15 feet wide, maybe 15 feet tall, it's like a circle, and she leads you through it, and instantly it becomes darker as soon as you set foot into the tunnel, but you do notice that there are torches sort of set along, like, you know, every, like, couple of feet to light your way. Because no one here has dark vision naturally. And you see, like, mine carts filled with, like, ore, you know, and like gems as well, and you see like a few miners like pushing them out, and they sort of go like, "Hey Ibia, what's up?" As she passes by, and Ibia always says, "Dingus, dingus," as each of them passes, and she leads you deeper and deeper into the mines. None of the miners really pay you any mind, but some of them do pause and like glance at you. Their expressions range between suspicion, hope, and wariness, and fear. But the fact that you're accompanied by Ibia makes them not, you know, is probably the reason why they don't say anything to your faces. Ibia leads the four of you down like a series of twisting tunnels. And as you go deeper and deeper into the mines, you get the sense that you're moving farther and farther away from where most of the mining is taking place. Soon the clattering of steel against rock, you know, and the sound of shovels sifting through sand and men and women and people talking to each other recedes to the back, and even the torches begin to get lit at longer and longer intervals. And the smell here becomes damper and damper, and you notice as the torches become fewer and fewer in between, you see something glittering along the walls, and you notice that it's gems, unmined gems, unharvested, just sticking out, glittering. You see rubies, you see diamonds and opals. It seems like every foot there's like a cluster of gems everywhere. There's a wealth of money down here. No wonder the Senate is so intent on mining the hell out of Ujval, because there is several kingdoms. If this is just a tiny little tunnel, you think of all the other huge tunnels, all the other, you know, tunnels that pockmark the side of this, you know, cliff face. If this is just one tunnel, this is enough money for a kingdom, even, you know, to survive. It's riches in here. And just as this thought is crossing your mind, you reach the blockade. You see it. You sense it before you reach it. It is a tall, it's sort of like a wall, made of like dark brown rock, but jutting out of it are these like huge crystals. Some of them have been chipped away at, And you see some carts littered around that have like chunks of crystal in it. And you notice something very odd. A perfectly circular tunnel is drilled into the center of this blockade and leads straight down. Sort of like it's perfectly smooth. Like this was definitely not just like drilled, or like done by hand by miners. This looks magical. It looks like someone just punched a hole right through it, and it goes deep, deep, deep inside. And obviously there are no torches to light the way. It just sort of glitters with the smooth sides of chipped away crystal and rock. This tunnel just goes straight in. And Ibia stops, and you notice that there's like dried blood on the floor. And you see some like broken pickaxes and shovels and some overturned carts. And she says, well, this is it.
I think as Øka has been walking, they've just kind of been like, like when you walk down a hallway and you touch the side of the wall the whole way down. Mm-hmm. Øka's definitely been doing that, and taking their time to look around and being like, okay, that like reorienting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I guess from 4 or 5 years prior.
Yeah.
Was there anyone that they saw that they recognized, or like, are they in a place that would be familiar at all?
This is not a very familiar tunnel to you. Mm-hmm. And you do notice that, like, definitely a lot more new tunnels. There's probably twice as many tunnels that have been opened up and drilled. This is one of them, than from what you remember. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Can I investigate how easy it might be to take off some of these rubies and diamonds in the wall?
Yes, you can. How are you? Are you just trying to pry them? Are you just prying? Okay.
Yeah, just seeing if any come out with my hand.
Okay, roll investigation. What are the rest of you doing?
18.
Okay, V, as you sort of... Which gem calls to you? There's a big glittering ruby, red, glimmering like the depths of a flame. There's a sapphire that seems to sparkle with all the treasures of the ocean. And there's an emerald that glimmers deep like a wooded forest.
Yeah, you gotta go with that emerald.
You go right toward the emerald and try to pry at it. With your 18, you can tell that without tools, you wouldn't be able to pry this out. Or unless you were really, 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 really strong. You would need, like, a pickaxe or, like, some sort of chisel to get it out. Or magic. Or, like, just a really strong... You would need, like, Manaia or someone even stronger to, like, just rip it out.
I will contemplate this emerald while everyone else, for a second. Everyone else can do stuff.
Cool. So, Manaia, Dewey...
If I see V even move towards these, like, pickaxes and shovels on the ground, I'm very wary.
Yes, you're on edge. Yeah, why don't you make a perception check for me as you're looking around, worried about the rage. What about you, Manaia?
Manaia's walking very carefully. Not slowly, but carefully. And she's gonna slowly get closer and closer, like sidle towards the tunnel. Mm-hmm. And then get a closer look at how smooth it is.
It's real smooth, Manaia. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. It's like it's straight up like someone took a hole puncher and just punched a hole right through it.
One Punch Man just like did a normal punch and was.
Mm-hmm. It's just like a normal, like One Punch Man just tapped it, and it's just a tunnel. It's almost eerie how like definitely magical.
Are there enough torches around where I could take one and we could still see?
Yes, you
I'm
can.
gonna take one and hold it into the tunnel, see how far it goes.
Okay, the torch sheds bright light for 10 feet and dim light for another 10 feet, let's say. You hold the torch out, and you sort of see the tunnel seems to extend for a while, and the light is eventually swallowed by darkness. But you do notice that, 20 feet in, at the edges of the dim light, you see, like, glittering. Something's glittering along the edges of the wall. That seems to be more than just crystal.
Manaia's going to keep 1 foot out of the hole, but then, like, reach farther in with the torch.
As you reach...
Oka's going to hold on to Manaia and, like, counterbalance that, actually.
Sounds good. Then I will give you advantage on your perception check, Manaia, as you roll perception to see what that is. Dewey, what did you get for yours?
14.
14. You're just sort of standing there anxiously. You can hear on the very edges of your feathered ear holes, you can hear like sounds of like other miners. You can hear like the sounds of the mine. You know, you hear like something like tools being thrown against rock. You hear like voices, but it's really, really far in the distance. Here it's just really quiet. You notice that Ibia looks nervous. She looks really nervous to be here. She's sort of like flattened herself against the wall and is like slowly inching like down the tunnel to like get away from the four of you. What did you get, Manaia?
17.
Yeah, okay, with Øka sort of counterbalancing you, you sort of notice on the very, you stretch your body, and because you're so big, let's say you're able to, like, get that wingspan in, and you see that even more gems. Like, it's like suddenly, like, so many, like, the deeper this tunnel goes, the more gems there are and the less rock. It seems to be made almost completely of gems.
Manaia pulls back.
Well,
Gems. It seems that the cave is almost made of them as you get farther in.
oh,
No people, though.
no wonder the console wants people to go in there. Oka's gonna check the blood on the ground. Gonna do the classic blood hunter of, like touching the dried blood on the ground and lifting it to their nose,
And like
just to
looking at like
see. And
something
maybe,
happened here.
Yeah, classic. Let's see. Can I maybe make a Hunter's Bane check to see if I know anything about like perfectly circular tunnels, like bulettes, different types of monsters? Have I seen this anywhere before? Or have I heard about it at all?
Yeah, totally. Why don't you make a... I'm just gonna say just roll...
I can make...
Roll religion for me. As you kneel down on the ground, you touch the blood, you taste it, you look at the tunnel.
Connie,
I'd
I'm
like
really
to
bad
use
with
one of my
names.
inspirations, actually.
Great. I will remove one of your inspirations. Yes, Deb?
I'm really bad with names. Who is this kid we're standing with?
Ibia.
Ibia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to turn to Ibia and say, is this the only one?
She looks at you and says, what do you mean, like the only tunnel that this opened up in?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that I know of, at least.
17 on my religion roll.
17 on your religion roll. As you're thinking about what monster could do this, you're like filtering through, you're like, Bulette? No, Bulette's tunnels they still have, this is too smooth for a Bulette. You're like, oh, what could it be? Could it be a rust monster? No, again, it's way too smooth. You're just like, no creature, no beast of Andake could have made this. It has to be magical in origin. And as you're thinking about magic, and magical powers, your thoughts turn toward the gods. And for some reason, your thoughts turn toward Dabathati, the god of mountains and war. And you recall perhaps a history lesson from your youth about all the gods of Andake, the 8 major gods, and how Dabathati had the power to move and shape mountains at will. For some reason, this is what you think of.
I've got 2 questions for you, Connie.
Yes.
One, I have the spell Knock, which states that I can choose an object that I can see within range, and it says it could be a door, a chest, a set of manacles, or padlock, or another object that contains a mundane means that prevents access. And then it says in the next paragraph, a target that is held shut by a mundane lock or that is stuck or barred becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred.
You're trying to use knock to pilfer gems from this mine?
Yep. I wanted to know if you would allow that.
What do you think, chat? Should I allow it? You know what?
It's pretty smart.
It is pretty smart. You know what? I will not only allow it, I will give you inspiration. I'll give you inspiration for that. I'll allow it. You know what?
My second question is, how loud are the mines right now?
The mines are
working.
Yeah, people are working like in the back, but you know that this is kind of a secluded part of the mines.
Just knock produces a loud knock that can be heard for 300 feet. So
Yeah, you're at least 300 feet away from the nearest person. But because it's tunnels, you're not sure how echoing could work.
sure.
Okay.
Well then, fuck it. I'm gonna cast knock.
Okay. For this emerald, describe to me what it looks like.
So let's see. I'm gonna put my little palm with the gem over this, and it's just gonna be like almost like green sound waves, like hitting it real fast, and then like it absorbs into the rock, and you just hear crack, and then it just pops out.
Yeah, it pops out. The emerald just boop, it pops out, and it falls into your palm, and the crack ricochets like all the way down the hallway. You can feel it like ricocheting down the tunnel, and Ibia like flinches and she covers her ears. She goes, "Oh my god, what was that? What was that?"
Everything is fine.
Oh my god.
It's my down payment for clearing these tunnels, which I know we're probably going to do someday. So I'm taking this as payment.
What? How'd you do that? I didn't see you pick up an axe.
Remember, child, I don't need weapons to be dangerous to you.
You're a wizard?
Wizards. V just cracks up laughing.
Well, it makes sense that magic users would be really useful in the mines, but none of them want to work here. I mean, if you can do magic, you're probably all rich, sitting on your throne of books, using 3-ply toilet paper. I hate you. I hate you.
I do not care for you if I have your love. I have this beautiful emerald to keep me friends.
Yeah, I bet it fills that empty hole in your heart. And
Hey, Evia, if you're scared, you could go back. Thanks for showing us.
okay, thanks, bye, Featherbrain. And Ibia turns and runs. She's gonna run away. She does not want to be here. She gets out of there. She's gone. Boom, this 13-year-old girl boom, she's gone. And the four of you are alone.
Say out of character, you know how hard it was for me not to use shocking grasp on this child?
Okay, so this is the true moral test, right? Would you shocking grasp an annoying kid? Because if you would, you're evil. I'm sorry, that's an evil thing to do.
I never claimed to be chaotic good. Why does everyone think?
So what's the play here? This is what you can see from the tunnel. I know V, you wanted to investigate the Chrysalis cult. Dewey, you kind of don't want to be down here. Øka and Manaia, what's the play here?
Is there like anything else that we can really see? Oh! Sorry, I had an idea.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna find a rock.
Okay.
Just like a normal rock that's on the ground, like palm-sized. I'm gonna cast light on it.
Okay. Oh, that's smart.
And then I'm going to chuck it I'm gonna chuck it as far as I can.
Oh my god, y'all are being so smart this session. I'm gonna give you another point of inspiration for that. So you light up this rock, and you throw it into the tunnel. Why don't you make an athletics check for me to toss it?
Oh, damn.
To see how far you toss it.
Can I use that point of inspiration?
Yes,
just there?
you can.
Just let me I'll use a second
Okay.
point of inspiration.
Great. While Øka's rolling for this.
To work.
The wind-up
rolled a
is
nat one.
extreme.
Yikes. Yeah, you're like winding. Like a softball player.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Okay. Oh my fucking god! I rolled a 5, a 1, and now a 2!
Do you want to use another point of inspiration? You have one final one.
I want to see this play out.
Oh,
Is there any way I can help to like add some advantage to it?
How would you help? Tell me.
Yeah,
How would you help someone
thinking
throw a
that.
rock?
Well, actually, I could use Mage Hand to do some stuff.
I guess you could. You could use Mage Hand to try to
okay.
help propel the rock forward.
Yeah, I could
Or when
even
it
like.
fucking fall. Okay, I'll just let it fall. I rolled technically with my modifiers. It's a 5.
Okay.
Or I'll take the 5.
Okay. You rolled a
10.
Okay. You rolled a 10. So you toss the rock, kind of like shot
Sorry, that's
putting
not
it.
right. 8. I can't do
8.
math.
Okay, with an 8, you shot put the rock kind of into the tunnel, and you hear it clatter, 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 and it goes barely beyond where Manaia shone the light. But due to it like just barely rests on the edge of where Manaia saw it last, and you see, the deeper you go into this tunnel, even like 20, 30 feet deep into it, the walls begin to be comprised less of rock and more of just pure crystal, just pure uncut gems. Of every color of the rainbow. Just iridescent.
Manaia finds another similar rock. Øka, may I try?
Manaia was like, that's pathetic. Øka, do you cast light? Do you cast light on Manaia's rock?
Yes.
Okay, Manaia
I think
making
it's kind of like they have to, what they do is they like gesture with their hand to take it away, and they like touch their chest and then bring it back out.
Cool. Yeah, you bring out,
Manaia.
you touch it to your chest, and when you bring it out, the rock is glowing. Manaia, make an athletics check for me, please.
All right. So, when on the high seas, one must, of course, use cannons and the like to defend one's ship.
Uh-huh.
But when the cannons are out of commission and you still need to set a ship on fire, how do you think it gets there?
It's Manaia.
Fucking throws it?
Manaia throws cannonballs.
just throws cannonballs.
Canon now.
I love it.
Get it? It's canon now.
Oh.
Cannonball.
Get the fuck out, Erica. Get the fuck out of here, Erica. I swear to God.
Roll your fucking dice.
Come on, give that roll inspiration. Give it advantage. Give it advantage.
Okay,
Come
you know
on.
what? Fine. I'll give you advantage on this roll.
Okay.
How many advantages did you use?
I
What'd
would
you get?
like to see it.
Non-natural 20.
Oh my God. Okay. So Manaia, you shot put it. It not only blasts past Øka's rock, but it knocks it out of the way, like in bowling. And it
God.
it like skips, and you see this like
Bowling?
little ball of, I don't know, isn't that what happens in bowling? It's like knocking a pin out of the way, or pool, more like pool. It skips along the floor of this tunnel, and as you see this bouncing ball of light going farther and deeper inside, you see, as it's ricocheting off the walls, you see just pure gems glittering, and it stops maybe 100 feet deep. So there, it's just you, a little bit of light, and a long stretch of darkness, and then this little ball of light at the end of it.
And what do we see?
It just seems to be the tunnel extending. It goes
Okay,
for at
no-
least 100 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
Good work.
Yep.
Well, no news is good news. There's nothing in there. We should go now.
Yes, looks like we'll have
V,
to...
you really don't want to go into the crystal cave? And Øka gestures at the emerald.
Actually, why don't all of you roll perception as you're peering into this tunnel?
My favorite sentence ever from a GM.
From the GM, yeah, why don't you actually roll perception? Oh, Loa, you didn't notice anything.
Oh, motherfucker, I haven't rolled anything higher than a 10!
Would you like to use your inspiration, Øka, or do you want to hold on to it?
Go!
Okay. What do the rest of you get?
7.
14.
14?
4.
4. Okay. Øka, Dewey, and V, the three of you don't really notice anything extra. But Manaia, let's say it's because you're the one who threw it. You're looking down the tunnel. You see something on the very fringes. It's hard to tell because it's 100 feet deep, right? But you see something sort of on the fringes of the light of this glowing stone. And right before light fades away from it, the light spell like disappears from it. You think you can make out a chamber or like a hall of some sort, like a bigger. It seems to open up into something much bigger, much more vast. And then the light snuffs out.
Manaia, frantically taps Øka. There's something there. One more.
less
I can
than
do
an
it. I can
hour.
make it.
You're just gonna keep throwing rocks down there?
Wait, Connie, light lasts for an hour.
Oh.
It would go out.
Shit. Well, I just wanted it for, dramatic effect, but fine. It doesn't wink out. At the end of my sentence, you see this huge, vast thing.
Okay, wait,
go
fine,
ahead.
it can wink out.
Okay, I just want it to be dramatic. It
Unless
winks
Øka
out.
loses concentration.
Let's say you lose concentration because you're so embarrassed by...
yeah.
you lose it. And it winks out.
Okay, one more.
Wait,
There's
what,
something
what,
there.
what,
I can
what,
make it.
what,
I can make it. One more. Give me one more.
What? Okay. Øka does the same thing.
Roll
Like, put their
athletics.
chest and pull the light out.
Do I get it?
Dewey and V are just watching like in the
All
background.
right, she's gonna like back up and then like get a running start and just like pelt this thing as hard as she can.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you? I like the description. Just roll it. Straight up roll it. What'd you get?
Do I get advantage again?
You can use inspiration if you want.
Okay, I'll roll once and then see what I get.
Cool.
That's a nat 1. I'm using inspiration.
Cool.
You just fucking hit Oka.
Back
Oh,
right in
wait.
the face.
Actually, I wouldn't hate it if you used the nat 1, is all I'm saying.
What did you get,
Yeah,
Manaia?
That's all I'm saying.
24.
Okay, yeah. The
That's
stone
fine.
lights up, you chuck it, and it goes even farther than the first stone. You see it briefly when it skitters along the floor of this tunnel, and then there's a huge chamber at the end of this 100, maybe 120 foot long tunnel that this rock skitters to a stop in front of, and you sort of see like. You could barely see, because it's like 120 feet away from you, like flagstone on the floor, maybe ground, and you see like something, it's just vast. Like this tunnel leads to like a chamber that's really, really, really big. But all you see lit up are like flagstone, but very different from just like rough earth.
What's flagstone?
Yeah.
Flagstone is a kind of way that you can pave a street or the inside of a hall. It is, I'll just look up a definition for it. It is a flat stone slab, typically rectangular or square, used for paving. Think like cobblestones, but less like, juts out less and is smooth and flat. You usually see them in like gardens, like rock gardens is used for paving. You also can see them like, just like, it's like used to pave structures and areas.
That, do you see that? Amaya is still, like, hitting Øka on the shoulder.
I was like, what, the rock? Stop hitting me! What are you talking about?
There's a cavern down there.
The thing about flagstone is that it's almost exclusively man-made. Like, you don't just have a cavern with flagstone. Someone put it there. It's like an architectural style.
I go and look at the hole.
You go in?
No, I join them at the edge of the
Okay.
tunnel.
All of y'all are, like, peering into the tunnel. Like, sort of like our new, like, waiting screen. But, like looking in.
There's
Can I?
stone there. It looks like somebody put it there. Don't know, it looks man-made. Looks made by someone.
Yeah, it does look person-made. But that's all you can really see. Because it's so far away, I can't really give you much more in terms of detail.
What were you
Well,
saying?
so we just go
next?
forward.
I figure I've had a minute to concentrate on like the area around me. I close my eyes and like concentrate on the sounds I'm hearing, and I am going to sense the presence of monstrosities within 5 miles. Are there any?
Yeah, monstrosities?
Yeah.
Shit, the fuck?
My,
Is that like a
Primeval
ranger
awareness.
thing?
it's a primeval awareness thing.
Okay, hold on.
Wait. Actually, shit. 1 sec. No, I have to do constructs.
Constructs?
Can I sense constructs within 5
Yes,
miles?
you do. Everyone's face falls. Yeah, it's less than a mile from where you're standing, and it's deeper. It's directly in front of you. It's like deeper within this cavern. You can sense 3 constructs sort of standing in like a triangle formation. Maybe.
Are they in that room?
You don't know, but they are at least a quarter of a mile, like farther down this tunnel.
So I slap a wing over the other edge of the. Wait, it's 15. I like block off the tunnel from everyone else. I'm like, wait.
Cool. As you're sensing these 3, these are the ones that are closest to you, and sort of on the fringes of your perception, on the fringes of the five miles, you sense like deeper in the Godspine. Yeah, there's like several constructs littered throughout the mine system, but this is the one closest to you.
Do I see my sword?
You don't sense your... Actually, yeah, you do. That makes sense. Yes, you sense your sword, because it's also a construct. And does it just say you can sense where they are, not what they're doing?
Distance, direction. Yeah.
Yeah, you sense your sword. It's where you left it. It's in
Okay,
that.
great.
It's in that shack. Yeah.
Good to know. Y'all.
What?
There's something-
Dewey,
there's
come
stuff down
on.
there.
You have to be brave. Of course there's stuff down there. There's rocks and shit.
constructs.
Come on.
Constructs. Those aren't like.
Like.
That's not some monster shit. That's some high level stuff. I don't.
Like URL constructs? Those golem things that some rich people have?
I mean,
Are we gonna do anything, y'all?
Look, let's just get away from here. We're gonna meet the Chrysalis, and Øka, you and I are going to the Thieves Guild, right?
Good idea.
Okay. This is the information you harvest from down here in the tunnels, and the four of you retreat. Being back outside, out of the mines, is like a breath of fresh air. Both.
Can I remember anything since I lived and worked in the mines about there being constructs in the mountains?
Yeah, Ravi would have told you. You've never like encountered any on your own, but Ravi, why don't you roll history to see how much you can recall Ravi telling you? But let's say you're trying to recall this as the four of you are walking like on your way out of the mines. And because you're no longer accompanied by a miner, the other miners sort of like look at you with like narrowed eyes, gripping their pickaxes. They seem very wary of outsiders and very suspicious of you. And they also look a little scared as you're walking. What did you get, Øka?
11.
11. Okay, you would know that... Let me pull this up. Ravi has told you tales about the history of not just the Ujval mines, but also of Dabathati itself. So you remember her telling you that the Ujval mines, and indeed, actually all of Dabathati, were once the grand entrance to a long-forgotten tomb of giant lords. And that's why, you know, there are tunnels down here that predate when the Senate has tried to drill and explore and map mines. They've like run into ancient tunnels. And some of these tunnels lead to chambers with like constructs in them. But this is mostly just like urban myths. No one's actually, you know, people are like, I saw this, but it can't really be proven. But yeah, this is what you do know of it. There's like you know, I guess like folklore says, myth says that Dabathati used to be a tomb for giants, for giant lords.
Kind of like the Vault of Ben Wall.
Kind of like the Vault of... Yeah.
Øka kind of is mumbling as we're walking along, and they're talking. They say something like, well, it's obviously a magical tunnel, and, you know, when Dabathati first formed the Godspine, they say that this part of the mountain was first the entrance to tombs of the great giant lords, and that many of these tunnels can predate the city and have constructs in them, although I've never actually believed that necessarily. And they are just kind of like thumbing, they're like thumbing over their scar, you know?
You said the giants?
The giant lords. This is, you know, the Godspine is their tomb, essentially. And they used to say that Dabathati was the entrance to their tomb. Although, of course, they've never been found.
Well, we've had a run-in with... And Manaia lowers her voice. Something about dragons. Wouldn't put it past this situation to say the giants might be back.
Ugh. Nothing's back. They're not back. This is ridiculous.
How ironic that when we all met, I was looking for the Vault of Ben Wall, which was a vault from the giants.
Yes. you all would recognize the name Banua. It is the name of... It's sort of like how everyone in our world would recognize, like, Troy as a name. It's sort of like an ancient, giant empire that sort of, like, predates people as we know them today. They're sort of like the equivalent of dinosaurs in Andake before they went extinct. The Empire of Banua. And the Vault of Banua, I don't know if the rest of you would know what that is. Why don't if you want to, the rest of you can roll history. But if you're not interested, you don't have to.
15 for me.
Okay, Øka, Dewey?
20.
20. Yeah, both of you would know that the Vault of Banua is rumored to contain all of the riches of the Banua Empire. That's sort of on the eve of their destruction at the end of the 1,000-year war with the dragons. That's sort of what drove both of these species, these great peoples, to extinction. The giant lords gathered all of their treasures and dumped them into this huge vault that's rumored to be somewhere in the Godspine. It's rumored to have so much money you could buy the world with it.
Of course you were looking for the Vault of Benoit. It's ridiculous. You're so predictable, V. Good grief.
Hey, you know, a strong, powerful woman sometimes needs to build an empire. It's not my... I'm just going where the money leads.
Maybe we should get you a new shirt before you get an empire, huh? How about it?
Yes, I could stand to get some new clothes. This is correct.
Yeah, the Vault of Banua is like basically the equivalent of like the Holy Grail. It's like seen as like just a myth. It doesn't actually exist. So the fact that V is chasing it is a little odd.
I had very good source.
Yes, you had a good source, yeah, but it does make people look at you kind of sideways. It's like someone being like, I know the Holy Grail's out there and I'm gonna find it, you know? Cool. So the four of you make your way outside of the mines where you see Mama Fish has like a pickaxe on, has a helmet that doesn't quite fit her huge orca head, and she's like pushing a cart. She goes, how are the four of you? Did you go in?
No.
Well, good. I'm glad you didn't. It's dangerous down there.
It is, and make sure no one goes down there.
Certainly.
Triply
Yes.
sure.
I mean, no one wants to, but we're doing our best to appeal to our overseers and, of course, to the Senate. I don't know how much longer we can just keep mining the outsides. Their eyes are green, if you know what I mean. They want to know what's down there. They want to mine the riches of Ujval.
I can relate.
She has green eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what that means.
I guess I didn't notice that earlier. You have very beautiful eyes, V.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's off to work for me. Remember, you still have the key. Dewey, I heard some thumping noises coming from the shack earlier while the four of you were down there. I don't know, did maybe you have a pet or something that you left in there? I didn't want to check, and I didn't have the key, and I'm late to work, so I have to go. But dinner's usually served at around 7 here. Good luck.
We'll see you then.
My dog.
Oka's gonna give her a pat on the helmet, you know?
Mama Fish sweeps you up into a big bone-crushing hug, Øka. Oh, and she smells very fishy.
Mama Fish, you did this yesterday.
Oh, I missed you, my sweet little darling. You basically haven't changed at all. And Mama Fish turns and she waddles with her cart into the mines.
I am literally 4 years older.
What do y'all do?
Let's go get our
we need to
stuff.
retrieve our weapons, yeah.
Yes, the four of you approach where you left your weapons, and yeah, you hear some thumping coming from in there. You hear some thumping, some clattering.
Oh boy.
Dewey, you're the only one with a moving weapon.
I unlock the door and hold my quarterstaff at the ready, because I didn't leave that in there.
Okay, are all of you at the entrance?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a glove with my diamond up ready to shoot some scorching rays in the room.
Okay, all of you make a dex save for me.
Oh my god.
Love it. 17.
Okay,
14.
okay,
18.
okay.
13.
Dewey, you feel a little bit of a searing pain along your side. Ooh, and he takes 6 points of slashing damage. The rest of you sort of duck and manage to avoid it, as your sword, which has come loose somehow from its sheath, just sort of it's like whirling everywhere. And as soon as it sees you, you hear the voice in your head, loud as thunder, go, "Ah, Father, I missed you!" And the sword flies toward you, but in its eagerness, it sort of rakes you along the side. Father! And it flies out. It flies out of the shack, and it's just sort of whirling in the air.
Stop!
What do you mean stop?
What the hell is going on?
I'm free! And you can see it like cartwheeling like through the air.
What?
None of you hear any noise. You just sort of see this sword come out and start whirling around. None of you hear the voice.
Dewey, what the hell? Did you break it?
I'm broken here.
Okay, I'm coming, Father. And the sword flies back down and it sort of like levitates in front of you. And you can see like the gem that's kind of cracked in its pommel on the hilt is like sort of glittering. It's like glimmering. Looks almost eager or excited.
I grab it.
Okay, you grab it by the hilt. It goes, oh, are we killing baddies? Are we gonna slay some monsters?
Yes, just be patient.
Okay. And the
What?
I'm just talking to my sword.
You're talking to your sword?
Yeah, you know, it's no big deal. I go in and put it in the sheath.
As you walk into the shack, you notice that it is completely destroyed. The bunks are like on the floor. There's like feathers everywhere from the pillows. All of your weapons are like intact and fine, but they're like sort of scattered.
My mood. Dewey.
This is why I don't carry weapons.
I'm working on it.
I'm sorry, Father. I was really, really bored. I was really bored in there. I don't like being away from you.
I don't know what's going on. And I put it in the sheath.
Oh! And its voice is muffled again as you strap it to your waist. We can feel it like vibrating. It seems to have a lot of energy that's not getting worked out.
So I really do have a dog now.
Well, yeah, or like a child or something.
Yeah, okay.
You have to walk
Yeah, but basically you have to walk your dog.
by killing things.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Love that.
Dewey, did I break it when we were practicing yesterday?
No, I think it was the 300-pound desk that landed on it.
My bad.
I'm working on it, don't worry. I mean, I'm worried, but like it's fine. Here, I start handing people their weapon.
Go reties their sword at their side.
Your sword's fine. If it were sentient, it would be quaking, but it's not. Yeah, your weapons are fine. Yeah, so we're basically at 5 p.m. How are we feeling energy-wise?
I'm okay to get to wherever we're going next. Maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Great. So yeah, where is everyone going? You've now regrouped. What's the plan?
Out of character, V needs to go to a tailor. I also want to get these unprocessed gems to someone who can process them, or even just sell them, whatever. And then I want to go to the Chrysalis. Those are my 3 to-dos.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Øka and I think maybe Manaia are planning to go to not necessarily to the Aurochs Guild, but to the fighting ring.
Sure.
Okay.
And maybe along the way finding someone to mend her cloak.
Cool. What about you, Dewey?
I am hopping for some shopping. Let's go to I want to go to the merchants
Cool.
district.
And I see
Maybe supervise me.
You can be unsupervised.
We could probably all walk through. We can all walk through the merchants' quarters together if Manaia needs to get her cloak fixed anyway, and then.
Sure.
And
Max, we can do like a shopping thing, like offline, because I personally find shopping episodes kind of boring, and I don't want to do that on stream. It's just a personal preference as a GM. Great. So the four of you decide to head to the market square, and then you're gonna split. Do you have plans to reconvene, maybe for dinner? Back at the mine area?
Oh yeah, back at the mine area.
Yeah, around like 7.
Let's reconvene at the market square once we're done all shopping at like lunchtime. Eat lunch, go do our things. Back to the mines at 7.
Sounds good. So the four of you make your way to the market square. It's let's say you arrive at the marketplace at around 10 in the morning. So that'll give you about 2 hours to shop before you have to eat. It is the central square of the Suraksha district, which is the production district, which, as you know, Konso Bataval has control over. And you notice there are quite a few market squares you can stop by, but there is just one central marketplace, the big market, the bazaar, where there's like tons of like shops set up. There's like tons of stalls. There's food stalls. There's hawkers. There's actual storefronts, like brick and mortar stores that are built into the outcroppings of rock that the entire stronghold of Dabathati is built out of. And the Senate House looms very near in the distance, surrounded by its fencing, its stone fencing, with its guards perennially posted at the front gate and also patrolling the sides. You can see past the stone walls, there's like really well-manicured lawns and the sprawling estate that used to belong to royalty. But here is the market square. It's got like streams run through the square. You hear like the rush of waterfalls that gush sort of at the edges of the square, and in the center of the square there's a big fountain where all the streams converge. And you see like children are sort of splashing around in the fountain, and like there are some like adventurers nearby, like keeping watch, making sure everything's okay. Yeah, this is what the market square looks like. And you see there are magical items for sale as well as regular items you could find pretty much in any urban center. Yeah, this is sort of where we will leave our adventurers, right? For the end of this episode, episode 8. Is there anything folks would like to do or say before we close out?
Just a reminder, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m., as well as Wednesday,
7 p.m.
also 7 p.m.
Yes, I was thinking more like in character, if there was anything more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
In character that you'd like to do.
Manaia would like to remind you to play Final Fantasy XIV.
Play Final Fantasy with us.
Manaia wants you to play Final Fantasy XIV.
God.
Yes. Is there anything folks would like to do?
I'm good.
Great. Awesome. So as a reminder, we play our main campaign every other Saturday. So episode 9 is coming out Saturday, October 17th at 3 p.m. Central on Twitch. And lecture 6 of Professor Chan's Tabletop Workshop, which is my GM advice series, airs next Saturday, October 10th at 3 p.m. CDT. The topic is to be determined. Follow us on Twitter and tweet at us what it should be. Every Tuesday night, as Devin mentioned earlier, is Gaming with Devin, where Devin plays Final Fantasy XIV in character as Manaia Waidera. And finally, we're debuting a group video gaming night stream every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central. The Transplanar cast is going to get together and play a video game together. Tune in this coming Wednesday, October 7th, for C, Devin, Max, and potentially myself to play The Sims 4, where we will be building our Transplanar dream house together. Again, my name is Connie. My pronouns are they, he, and she. I'm the GM and producer behind Transplanar. You can follow me on Tumblr at @and Daddy Issues and on Twitter at by Connie Chung. I'm going to pass it on to C.
Hey, I'm C. I use they, them pronouns. I play Øka. I am also a digital artist. I made the art that you can see in our overlay, and I also made the art that is on our waiting screens, etc. You can commission me. Commissions are open. You can find me on Twitter at PieSharpArt or on Tumblr at Pie-Sharp, and I'm going to pass it right over to Max.
Hey, I'm Max. My pronouns are they, them. I play Dewey Quirk, the Ranger Aarakocra with the Rogue Sword, and you can find me on Instagram and Tumblr at Starchmonger. Erica, go.
I'm Erica, she, her, playing V. And I can be found Erica New Girl. You can follow me right on Twitch and other social media sites. I will pass on to Devin.
Hi, my name's Devin. I use they, them pronouns. I play Manaia, the firebomb-throwing half-orc. You can find me on our Discord, !Discord for the link.
Wonderful. And yeah, we are going to raid, I think we're going to raid Kupo, who's playing Genshin Impact after this. So stick around for the raid. They're awesome. They're a non-binary Filipinx gamer and streamer, does tabletop and video games. Follow them, sub to them. They're great. Yeah, so thank you so much again. Tune in to Gaming with Devin for... Wait, did our community challenge... Oh, it's 25% complete. I was hoping that would go by unnoticed. I'm not even going to mention what it is. Great. So we will see you all on Tuesday, Wednesday, and next Saturday. And for episode 9, the Saturday after that. Peace out. Stick around for the raid. I love y'all. Thank you for watching.
And drop Manaia love in the chat.
Drop Manaia love in the chat when we raid.